A friend with weed is a friend indeed, but a friend with gold is the best, I'm told.
They know they can't fuck with you. I knew they couldn't fuck with you when I first seen you, which is one of the reasons why I took you under my wing. I'm like, oh, she got it.
Hey Lucki Charms, welcome back to another live stream. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to become a Lucki Charm and be notified.
The dating scene for men is a wrap. And everybody can see it, especially the women. And the reason why the women are seeing it the most is because they are the ones that are looking for men and they're nowhere to be found. A lot of women today, we do start to, second guess our relationships because of the new world that we live in, to where you're constantly comparing your relationship to people online. And, you start to feel a certain type of way about your own relationship. Like, well, dang, she's able to do X, Y, and Z. Why aren't I doing this? Why isn't my man doing this? And we're constantly comparing each other or comparing ourselves to other people in their lives and their relationships, their marriages, and so on and so forth, to where we can start feeling like my marriage is not measuring up. See, y'all want to pander, quote unquote, to everybody, but then get upset when we tell the truth, not even pandering, about you. Ain't that crazy, y'all? They'll get upset if a woman is like, look, men are right in this regard. This is something that is wrong that we need to fix. This is how we can be portraying ourselves, or this is where we're coming up short. That's pandering, though. But then these same females will have no problem. And notice I am intentionally saying females and not women. But then these same females will double back and straight up and down pander to hoes. A lot of people that get rejected, they may start to become very angry, aggressive. They start wanting to fight people, or they get mad. Like, I hate when guys approach a woman and then they're like, I'm okay. You ugly anyway, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Getting all disrespectful just because people reject you. You're not getting what you're wanting at home or what you're needing at home. Communicate that to your partner. And if all this fails, just leave, because that would be the biggest eye opener for a lot of women. Because we desire to have a man that is going to take care of us and provide for us and be by our side. So if men started having fucking standards, if men would start having standards for themselves, it would force women to level themselves up for the men, not just for themselves. But I have to come correct. Otherwise, I risk the chance of a man leaving me. And that'll be very humbling for a lot of women. I would say, give it at least 2 years, for y'all to live together, whatever the case may be. Don't rush it. Just really take your time with it. And they say that is something that is not bad, not good advice. It's actually bad. It's setting women back. And that is how we get strung along and become baby mamas, because a man ain't gonna never marry you if he feel like, he already got you.
Well, my first question would be to those that say that, how successful are their relationships? The ones that are saying that, how successful are they in regards to their relationship?
Hey, Danica. Welcome to my channel. It's a pleasure. Did you like your little intro?
I loved it. It was so thoughtful. I can tell it took you a little bit of time to do your research on that. The only thing that I would say I had a problem with was the fact that my teeth were so bulky. Like, I didn't appreciate my teeth, but shout out to my dentist for getting me right and exact.
Period.
Yeah. But
I used to have an insecurity about my teeth. Because when I lose weight, my teeth is giving Mr. Ed sometimes. So I feel you, but love me through it. Well, it's good to have you here. You're gonna have some fun. I'm a little ghetto, so give me grace.
Me too, sis. Sometimes the St. Louis can come out, and I apologize in advance.
You know what? The only thing I really know about St. Louis is the North Carolina. You know, take your shirt off. I know that ain't y'all song, but that's
No.
the only time. Yeah, I don't know nothing. Give me something from St. Louis that I should know. That's popular.
Emo's Pizza. Do you know what that is?
Emos.
Yeah, IMOS. We have Emo's Pizza. It's the thin crust pizza. That's our signature pizza. We're also known for our Chinese food, the St. Paul's and stuff. Me personally, as a St. Louisan, I've never had a St. Paul, so shout out to me. You know, what else are we known for? We're known for Nelly, okay, the St. Lunatic.
Okay. Then that's what I know. The Air Force Ones. Okay,
So
I know.
I can get this stepping in my head.
Okay.
Or what's that one song? You better not cross that bridge without permission from the St. Lunatics. I don't remember what that song was, but yeah, we got.
Oh, welcome. See, that's the one I was just.
Welcome to Atlanta. They had St. Louis on there.
Right, yeah. Okay. I know. Well, this is what we're gonna get into. I know you didn't know, but it's been something that's on me because most people would call a wife like you modern, but you do hold traditional values. So it made me think, you know, and I started looking, I'm like, I ran into a lot of things. And have you heard of trad wives?
Like the traditional wives?
Yeah, it's just some fancy word for that.
Yeah, I've seen it on like TikTok and stuff.
Yeah, so the way they made it seem was though you have to be like, you know, barefoot in the kitchen. But then when I look at wives that I like, kind of like you, we still can go to concerts, we still can have fun, but I would say that's traditional, you know. I mean, as far as how you are in a relationship, not how you carry yourself. So it made me think, based on a lot of things that you're going to hear that they say, how much of your happiness as a married woman is generated based on how he feels?
Oh, I'm getting ready to be a pick-me pandering bitch. I would say it would be in the 90%. Because here's the thing. If my husband is not satisfied and happy, how can I be? Because it's about dealing in balance and duality. So if I'm putting into my man something that is subpar or not the best, how can I expect better back from him? Does that make any sense? Yeah. Like you have to get back what you invest into. So if my husband's unhappy, then I cannot possibly be happy because he's not going to have enough of that energy to be able to really reciprocate and pour back into me the way that I want him to, because I'm depleting him. So I need my man to be happy. I would say it would be in the upper 90% as far as, you know, I need him to be at a certain level for me to be at a certain level. Like, because that's my job as a wife.
Yeah. So as a wife, so when it comes to happiness, do you view it as something that you guys both work out to obtain together, like you negotiate, or is it something that you have to have yourself? You have to make yourself happy.
Everything starts with yourself, you know, like it's going to always go back to you. So of course I have to be internally sound and at peace for myself in order to give it out. I can't give you what I don't have. So although everything does begin with self, I still would say that me making my man happy or satisfying him brings me more of what I already have. You know, so for example, if I feel at peace on my own without my husband, with me having my husband, I have an abundance of what I already have. That's why I'll never be the type of woman that says, you know, well, I'm good. I'm happy by myself. I don't need nobody to do this for me or make me feel this way and do this, then the third. I feel you to a certain degree, but at the same time, I feel like when you have your divine counterpart and you're able to fully invest into them and pour into them, it amplifies. Right? It makes it even more of an abundance feeling of being able to receive back what you already do have on your own. Does that make sense?
It does. It's kind of like the person who likes giving because they like the reaction of how you feel that I gave you something. It's more joy in that. And I that's how I feel like would have helped me. But let's check this out, right? Let me just show you something real quick.
Proud trad wives are in. These men don't want pictures of your ass. They want to see your ass in the kitchen. You want to secure your future. You want to protect and a provider. They don't want an independent woman. No. Now we need to know how to cook, clean, take care of the house, take care of your man, take care of kids. He doesn't want to know what your tits look like. He wants to know if you can make a 3-course meal. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. He wants to see you on your hands and knees scrubbing. Do you know how to use bleach? Lysol? Yeah, we had a good run, ladies. A great run.
Every time you watch trad wife content, you are training your subconscious to think that it's normal to give up your bodily autonomy just to say that you are married or in unionship with a man. And there's a little secret that these content creators that make this content are never going to tell you when it comes to becoming a trad wife. The secret is that when you decide to give up your bodily autonomy as a woman, there are no takebacks. There are no takebacks. Listen to me very closely. There are no takebacks. The second you decide that you are going to trade in your bodily autonomy, your mind autonomy, your financial autonomy, mental, emotional, all of the above, any form of autonomy, you do not get to wake up one day and say, I don't like this anymore, and then still keep your husband, and then still keep your life and your reputation and life as you currently see it. There is no such thing. This is the reason why you don't see older women making trad wife content. Because if they were a trad wife when they were younger, they realized and learned the hard way, I don't get to wake up one day and decide that I don't want to do this anymore and then still maintain the life that I've had. Because at the end of the day, that is what you're trading in. You're trading in your autonomy. That is what being a trad wife is. Trad wife and lack of autonomy are the same fucking thing. Okay? It's just packaged in a pretty bow under the word trad wife. When in reality, when you open up the box, you take off the wrapping paper and you dig in between all of the, extra stuff that's in there, it's you giving up your autonomy as a woman. As you get older, you're going to realize every time you go to an event, and let's just say you are with a very successful man, but he won't let you be successful, you're going to get tired of going to events and having to hear someone refer to you as such and such his wife. Like they won't even know your fucking name because you're only an extension of your husband, right? People are going to look at you and they are not going to have any type of capability that they even see that you have because they only see you as an extension of someone else, because that's what you signed up for when you decided to be a trad wife. You decided to get rid of your whole fully autonomy. That's why we literally have a woman on this platform talking about how she gets princess treatment by going out with her husband, and she's not allowed to look at the wait staff, and she's not allowed to place her own order, because that's what that is. That means losing your bodily autonomy and the own right to think for yourself in order to stay partnered up with somebody. And you're never going to live out your whole life and actually be okay with that. At some point, you're going to realize that you don't have an identity of your own because you've essentially become the man that you wanted to have give you princess treatment just for you to stay partnered and married. I can't speak for everyone, but no man will ever be rich enough, handsome enough, good in bed enough, emotionally intelligent enough for me to ever give up my autonomy just to say that I'm with.
That's what they're saying. So women who think kind of like, I guess you say the pick me, you are giving up your autonomy. Let us know what you think.
Okay, I'm going to say this respectfully, although it may come out disrespectfully. But this is the example of a lot of women being genetically modified modern day whores. When you are out of alignment with who you are naturally designed to be, you will feel like you are losing yourself in being with a man, when in all actuality, you are designed to be with a man and be complementary to him. So I am in no way, shape, or form losing my identity, losing my self-respect, losing who I am as an individual, all because I am with a man. I am with my husband. And if you do feel like you are losing yourself when you are with somebody, then I would strongly suggest you to take a look at who you are really with, because when you're with the right man, you're never going to feel outshined or suffocated or lost. He's going to actually bring forth more of what your best attributes are to the surface. So that's how I can tell if a woman is GMO, or like I like to say, genetically modified modern day hoes, is when she talks like that. You know, it's also how I can determine if a woman has ever truly had a genuine, solid, masculine man. Because if you did, you wouldn't have that experience. You wouldn't feel that way. And, you know, you would just have a whole different perspective on what it is to be in a divine union. Now,
so, go ahead.
I will say that it is a lot of fake ass wives, though. And that's another issue that we are starting to run into and see. It's a lot of women who like the idea of being married, and they like the person benefits of going along with being married, but they're not really that. Like, you're not really a wife yet. Like, there's levels to being a wife. Some people are not really ready for what that really means to be a wife. And so they'll fake it until they quote unquote make it with a high value man or whatever the case may be, because maybe he's able to provide a certain standard of living or an aesthetic. And so after a while of you receiving certain person benefits and trinkets, and you're able to have this aesthetic, you will feel lost. You will feel like you're not yourself, because you're not yourself. You did all of this for the wrong reasons. So you got that going on, which could contribute to a lot of women feeling like, oh, being a wife is trash, and I just lost myself, and that's why I'm ready to be a strong, independent, you know, boss chick, because I did all of this. But again, you did it for the wrong reasons, for the wrong man, and you are not the woman that you're supposed to be at this current time. So you got all of that going on, in my opinion.
No, I feel that. And what I think of is a lot of times perspectives come from being in instability that we usually feel with men. So what I was going to say is marriage represents stability. And sometimes if you're not used to authoritative man in your life growing up, like you, to your point, you won't know what that looks like. So then you'll think that the stability in a marriage that you need to be under is control. So then they'll say, you know what, I want to be free from feeling controlled. But I think it's okay to be controlled. Yeah.
Okay, pick me coming out. I'll say this, because I do agree that we do need to be quote unquote controls to a certain degree. Like, for example, there has been countless times to where I wanted to do something right there in that moment, and then I run it by my husband, and he's like, look, I know how you feel. I know what your idea is, and I know what you want to do and all this, but in the long term, in the long run, this can actually come back to bite you. And I would be in my feelings like, no, you know, I really feel like, you know, I should do this and I should do that, and I feel like this and I feel like that. And, you know, luckily I am a pick me, male identified hoe, okay, like they love to call me. And I listen to my man, even when I do have strong feelings of, no, I need to do this, I want to do this, no, I feel. Luckily, I still follow the leadership of my man, and I listen to what he says, because I tell you, Lucky, each and every time I look back on those situations to where he gave me divine counsel and he told me that's not right and exact, every time it was an example of, see, I told you so. And had I went against the grain and did what I wanted to do, I would have been in a very bad position. You know, so I do feel like to a certain degree, we do need our men to control us. Like, stop being so impulsive. You know, like daddy, being so emotional, you know, and do things in this order. I feel like that could be a great benefit to a lot of women to have that level of control with a man.
Yeah, I think it also will relax the stress that we're just naturally, how we're designed, we're wired. We're not meant to be under certain type of stress that we put ourselves under to just try to control everything. It's just like being with a man. And someone would say, oh, some of these men need directions. I feel that because I feel like we're at a time now where you're not going to get that type of man that's not going to call you multiple times when he goes to the store for one thing. That might just be where you are. So in those situations where women don't want to settle for that, just in your opinion, just for shits and giggles.
What do you mean? Like you're saying there's certain men out there that you can't follow the leadership of? Is that what you're saying?
So let me give you an example. So the conversation around women who say they don't want to settle typically, and we've covered it here, where the man that sometimes these conversations, men position themselves as if they're that man that is super discerning, super leadership, super this, get behind me. But then when you get in a relationship with him, women are kind of helping direct, like, oh, what do you want to do? I don't know. You sent me to the store for this. And then they're calling you multiple times for something so simple. Or I don't know if you've seen that clip where that woman was talking about how she couldn't be with the man because he couldn't find parking, right? Now, initially, I'm like, what the hell? But then when they were breaking it down in this podcast, they were saying the ideology of a man who is used to being so much under his mother, he doesn't even trust his own direction. So he keeps calling you to help guide his choices. So in which she feels more like she has to help her husband. So those women, most women are saying they don't want to settle because men are like that. Have you heard of that? You kind of get what I'm saying?
Kind of,
The
sort
man
of.
who needs direction.
Okay, so me personally, I feel like you should deal in balance. There's gonna be times to where your man is going to need your help, or is gonna need your opinion, or he's gonna need you to take control. So it's levels and layers to that. My issue is if it's an ongoing, constant thing to where he always needs you. Hey, baby, make the decision. Do this for me. What do I do? If it's an ongoing, consistent thing, then yeah, that can be an issue. But yeah, it's always going to be a time and a place to where you're going to be better suitable to make that decision or help him out in that regard. Maybe he does not know what ingredients that he needs to make you help you make this meal tonight. That's perfectly fine. So, I'm not entirely understanding the question, but I will say
it's just an example. Because I guess I didn't know. So I thought pretty much everybody knows. So yes, it's kind of like one thing to know the ingredients, but if I send you to the store, let's say for what was she saying? Let's say I've sent you to the store for some eggs or something and something on the list. Mm-hmm. You get to that aisle, it's not on the list. Your husband calls you, hey babe, it's not on this aisle. I don't know. You want me to get some? We'll ask somebody, ask the lady there. What did they say? I don't know. You want me to ask them? Yeah, okay. He hang up. I asked the lady, well, what did she say? She said they're going to the back to get some. Okay. So you want me to buy it? Like, you kind of get what it's like. Every decision that has to be made, he has to make it. Now, maybe you haven't heard that I watch a lot of podcast conversations with women, and I'm also related to some men like that, where I don't put my cousin
like he don't know how to function without you telling him what to do.
Yes.
Why are y'all with niggas like that anyway? I'm sorry. I'm not going to entertain a guy that does not know how to take initiative or, take authority. Like, again, are there going to be certain situations to where you don't know and you are hit me up to ask me like, hey, what do I do with this? Or what do you need me to get? Yeah, but if it's an ongoing thing to where it's like you need every little step I take, bitch, I ain't doing that. Okay, that's annoying. And those type of men you shouldn't even be entertaining at all. And to me, you'll be able to see whether or not he is that type in the beginning stages. You can tell if a guy is gonna be a, my mama said ass dude very early on. Like, well, what do you think?
That is the best way to put it. The mama said, okay, because I listened to it. They're like, I don't want to settle.
I dealt with a guy like that. It was always, well, my mama said, I hate him. My mama
and
said.
And then he went from calling his mother for everything into now having to call you for everything. And sometimes you just want to relax. So now you can't even pack luggage and do this. That's what there's time about settle. And yes, thank you, Fantasy. She said if she is bossy, she's gonna, usually bossy women, that's what I'm saying, kind of get those men that need direction. Now I do have to read the super chats.
Okay.
I did take the subscribers off. So shout out to y'all. Thank y'all for being here. Shout out to El Nixon. He said, welcome to Nika and the Crown Heads. In
the building.
All right. He said, please support Yes, y'all. Okay, I heard y'all wasn't liking the likes. Let me just kind of, y'all know what it is. Sorry.
Hate on a nigga. I don't understand why you hate on me, nigga. We don't understand. Show love, nigga. It don't show nothing. It don't cost nothing to show a nigga love. All we doing is getting money. Show a nigga some love, nigga. Wabbly dabbly. Niggas out here don't love me, nigga.
Shout out to you. Oh, thank you so much for the super sticker from Blue EX. Shout out to you. Again, El Nixon, thank you. He's back. He said that means you respect and understand the vision of the man you entered a relationship with. He gave you some fire. He's back. He said it's okay for a woman to go into a relationship nurturing, which makes her feel she add value. The issue is after a while when nurturing become mommying and coddling, now you're raising a grown child. See, and that's the thing. What is a fine line? Like, because we all say you should see it in the beginning. Can you identify a red flags from a man who wants you to coddle him versus a man who I just like nurturing in my woman? You know what I'm saying? Like, women who are not used to being around men, they don't have a father, like, we're talking about the generation. How can they identify that this is a man who just needs nurturing and this is what he means versus he needs me to coddle him?
I think you can tell based upon the initiative that he takes. How often is it that he's just doing things because he knows, okay, I need to do this or this needs to be done or, whatever. Versus him going to you and asking you like, hey, should I do this? Do you want me to do that? Well, my mom said, oh, I thought you said. You can tell, and it's just a matter of you paying attention and not just wanting it to be something that is not. And I feel like a lot of women do that. And then when it backfires, it's like, well, I didn't know. Like, yes, you did, but you overlooked it because you wanted a man so bad. And you felt like, oh, he just needs me to do this. And it's every little thing you're making an excuse for. So if it's excessive with the needing direction or not taking initiative or not having any authority, then that's probably a guy that you probably want to steer clear of, because at the end of the day, a lot of women, we are naturally designed to go after men who do know how to take the lead. So if you're dealing with a man who constantly is looking for you to take the lead or even going to other people to take the lead, I feel like we sleep on that as well. Like,
yeah.
In his friend group, is he the one that's like, oh, let me call my homeboy and ask him, what he thinking? Let me call such and so. Then that's probably somebody that you do not want.
His homeboy fix more stuff at your house than he did.
Right. You need to be with the homeboy. So I'm just saying, I'm being facetious and silly when I say that, but I'm saying there are very, very in your face clues to let you know what type of guy you're dealing with. We just overlook it because maybe he's cute or because we've been together for so long or, whatever. I like the fact that he does need me, because that's the thing as well, Lucki. It's a lot of women who like the fact that this guy is relying on her for a lot of these different things because she feels valued or she feels needed. But after a while, your female nature kicks in and it's like, look, dude, I don't like this no more. This is not fun no more. It's not cute anymore. And with a lot of women dealing with insecurity issues, at first, they would like to be the one that is in the dominant position to where I'm taking charge and I'm calling the shots and I'm leading him and I'm guiding him and he needs me. But as time progresses forward, as a woman, like you said, we like to relax. I like to chill. I don't want to do too much. I don't want to have to think too much. And so I'm going to need my man to do that for me. And if you're with a guy that you cannot trust to do that for you, you need to abort mission and find a new man.
See, I totally agree with that. I did something about Papoose. I don't know if you know. I feel like Clarissa gonna go into that situation. Because at some point you want to be cheering. You want to be like Carisha with the sign for your man. If he always the one, even the last relationship, he the one with the sign, right? And I think that he's a good dude according to, I never seen nothing crazy. But what if it's like she's a young girl, I'm gonna say like 33, 34. She's with this married man and he's so attentive. Every interview, she's like, he's so supportive. He's so there, as if he's I'm just going to say as if he's her submissive. I'm not saying that's what it seems, right? He's just, so I'm going out and getting it. He be helping me, pat my wounds, At what age do you think, like you saying, like eventually she's going to want it? I want to say when you get ready to retire, you want to support your man. Like, do you think that men should have something for us to support because we actually need that? Or do you think that's just adding more pressure to what he needs to do? And we should start to change the way we think, to say, you know what, maybe it's okay for me to be in that position and he can support me. And we still have that type of dynamic in the household where he doesn't feel like I'm more dominant than him. You get what I'm saying?
But see, I feel like, and this is just my opinion because I don't know them personally or nothing like that, but I feel like a lot of women could have the wrong perception of what's really at play. We feel like because something is in the limelight or in the forefront that makes it dominant. Whereas behind the scenes, Papoose could be running that shit. You know, he could be the one telling her, okay, baby, we do this, do that, you know, and from what I have also gathered about Papoose, because my husband's a big fan of Papoose, you know, his artistry and stuff like that. Papoose has a lot of like business endeavors that he's tapped into behind the scenes. It may be under the radar, but again, just because it's not in the spotlight does not mean that it is not of significant value. So I think that's a woman's thing. Our perception is always this thing of, you know, whoever is the loudest and the biggest and the flashiest and the prettiest in the room, that they're dominating. No, that dynamic can be completely reversed in their real lives, to where no, Papoose is the masculine figure, and she could be the one that's taking direction from him, which is propelling her to new heights in her career. You know, to where it can look like, oh, he's cheering her on, but actually, bitch, you my protege. Like, I got this in the tuck. I'm the one who told you to make this business move, and I told you to do this, and I told you to do that so that we can be solidified. So I feel like we got to get out of that as women, to where we always think that because something is flashy and in the forefront, that means that it's the one that is calling the shots and it's the dominant and, you know, it's the masculine and all of that, and it's the one that's in control. No. We can see that from Hollywood. We see all of these big time artists and stuff, and they look like they're living this luxury life. But guess who's running this for real? Quote unquote, Clive Davis, you know, to where he's in the background. But when we see Cardi B's or Beyonce's or whatever the case may be, it's like, no, they're the star. They're calling the shots. No, they're a puppet. They're doing what I told them to do. So yeah, I'm gonna champion them on and push them on, because ultimately that's bringing me more money, that's bringing me more visibility, or whatever the case may be. But yeah, she's doing this for both of us, and she's doing it because I told her to do it. So it could be that instance as well. A lot of us sleep on that.
I like that you said that, because it put me in, it made me think too, because that is how we view success. Like, it's so many times where you hear, oh, that person, he washed up, he broke. But you know, like, Chameleonaire went and got quiet because nobody wants to really be a rapper for that. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to say he's not this thing. So that is so true, because Papoose is I just think that Papoose likes very dominant women. It seems that way.
I think it could be a place to where you like a woman, because contrary to popular belief, men don't like no weak ass woman. I need a woman to where she does have her own mind, and she is somebody that's ambitious, and she is somebody that's a go-getter and all of this. However, she still knows how to collaborate effectively and follow my leadership. So I feel like we can get that misconstrued. Like, just because I'm a dominant woman does not mean that I'm somebody that does not know how to take direction from a man. People can look at me and say, Danica, you're a dominant woman. You're this, you're that. But y'all, behind the scenes, my husband runs all this.
Outspoken. It's because you're outspoken. I remember April Mason had said that before, where sometimes, especially, a lot of content has confused femininity with only the things that men want to describe it as. But femininity is also like that queen on the chessboard, where I'm able to see a lot of things and take care of things. I can get things to move for me in my household or my kingdom, or, you know, where I live. She was also saying femininity is also assertive. There's a time and a place to protect. So you're going to see that pounce nature, especially for her husband, her kids, her whatever, you know. Now he keeps her in line with the order. But femininity sometimes can come out very loud, not like boisterous or you're outspoken. But then you have men who, just like we have women who aren't used to being around men their whole life, you're going to have men who's used to being around so many women their whole life. So they're going to look at an outspokenness as masculine. You know what I'm saying? Wow, they're saying men didn't have a voice. So the men weren't outspoken, but they were still men. So women are outspoken. So I'm happy you said that, because when they get time to protect or use your discernment for your husband, you would be able to say he ain't your friend. You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying? He ain't this because he doing it in the same way. He should be able to say, I understand you like Keisha, but you
right.
And I think there's a level.
And to your point, though, while sometimes femininity can be loud, masculinity can be soft and silent. Do you know how many masculine, assertive men ain't gotta say a damn thing, but you know what's up? You know what that is?
That's what Grandpa was.
That's what I'm saying. So we have to learn how to have and use our discernment to determine if this is what it is or what it's not. You know, because contrary to that, on the other side of that, you have guys out here who I'm alpha, I'm macho. You weak as fuck. You soft as a damn pillow. So it's levels to this conversation. And so my point is, though, when it comes to a guy like a Pat Poose and him dealing with certain type of women, it could be an instance of, no, I'm not the one that's in the weaker position. I'm not the one that's, you know, being dominated and controlled, and I'm the one that got to be the cheerleader. No, I'm calling the shots, but I'm a silent, you know, type of dude to where my power is silent. I don't have to be vocal about what I'm doing and what I got and how I'm running my ship. You see what it is. You see the fruits of it. So I think that happens a lot as well, and we get that misconstrued.
That was a really good point. That takes me to this. I'm gonna ask this question after, but that takes me to this clip. Here we go. Rock it.
I mean, I'm going to be real with you. It depends on the day of the week. I don't know if I bring somebody peace all the time.
God.
You know, but I can, because who can? Come the hell on. Nobody is bringing nobody. You know, I'm being real. I'm somebody you could trust. Okay. Because sometimes I might be too much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But at least I have some business to head to.
Yeah.
You know, when I get on your nerves.
Right.
You know, I'm realistic with what I expect.
Okay.
From people.
Yes.
From men and women.
Okay.
People gonna get on your nerves. I use my parents as that example.
Right.
You don't get to 30 plus years without getting on somebody's nerves, without disappointing somebody, without hurting somebody's feeling, without growing through something, forgiving, loving, having compassion, understanding, and arriving at the place where you can say, I really love you.
Ask for peace. We're not asking you to like let us cheat on you. We're not asking for that. And I know it sounds like we want you to be, oh, you don't want peace. You just want somebody dumb and stupid to let you get away with your shit. No, what we're really asking for is, hey, I go outside every day and I bust my ass. So you don't see that like we are actually protecting you while protecting ourselves, while going to work, while doing the things that you said you wanted, but not understanding that a busy man is not always going to have the time to give you everything.
It's a fact.
Everything. And for us, it feels like you just want to suck our souls dry. And that is draining. And so what happens most of the time is we love you, but she's not going to suck our soul dry the way you're going to suck our soul dry. And we just going to go to the easy option because, just speaking for myself, I know how to be a good ass dog. You understand? Like I know how to be a player, and like I can go back to that like instantly. But where I am now, like I know the benefits of my discipline. I know I believe I don't want karma in my 40s. I don't want that at all. I know that we die at a higher rate.
Yep.
And I just don't want that stress. So it's messed up as it sounds, like I don't cheat now because I don't want no shit. Like I want to live long. I want to live healthy. And at some point in time, I got tired of like the hurt that I was giving.
Correct.
And so much has happened to me that I don't know if like my karma from that has ran out. So why don't I just be a good dude right now?
Very interesting clips.
I know. I do a little razzle dazzle, you know, put it together. Well, first off, before I ask the question and then get to the comments, I want to know just your thoughts because I don't want to shut or anything.
No, go ahead. I want you to ask me exactly what you want me to speak on.
Okay, so what I want you to speak on is in one aspect, I gotta be honest, I understood where Keke Palmer was coming from because when we hear "be our peace," it's like as though, okay, what do I do? You know, and then when you hear it, it's sit down, shut up, make a sandwich. You know, so when you kind of start to get into the conversation and she's like, I don't know if I can make you happy all the time. I'm like, you know what that is? Like, at some point, does it stop? Well, when you're married to a man, are you no longer is there a phase where you're not being his peace, where he needs to go out and find peace? And is there a fear there that most of us are having, that I'm not sure if I could make a man happy long term, so I don't even want to deal with it? But then I listen to the men. It just sounds like they want you just to be a peaceful person.
Yes.
Just don't be so chaotic in your mind. However, because most women do scramble a lot of information, just like word control can be triggering, the word submission can be, just a lot of words that could be triggering. And it just made me think, have you ever had that fear that there could be a time that you could not make your husband happy at any point, where it's just like, could I ever stop being his peace, or would he get tired of me? Is there ever a fear you have that women are having?
Absolutely not. I cannot recall any moment in my relationships where I'm like, oh, I wonder if I'll never make him happy. Like, no. Because I feel like a lot of that is fear-based, and it derives from a deep insecurity, which is why a lot of women would be okay with being cheated on. And that guy brought it up in that clip. He was like, being my peace does not mean that I want you just to allow me to dog you out. Like, no. And men don't like that. Men don't. That's why I brought up earlier. I said, contrary to popular belief, a lot of men want a woman who is strong on her square in her foundation, and don't want to push over a weak girl or not. Like, I need a woman with her own mind. So my point though is, a lot of us can be very insecure, and we have not worked through our own insecurities before entering into a relationship, to where we can start to just tolerate and put up with whatever, and just to keep a man around. And then maybe due to your past experiences, you have it in your mind that, oh, well, these other guys, they dogged me out, they cheated on me, so he'll do the same thing. He's going to get tired of me too. I was clearly lacking something, which is why these men cheated on me. No, do that self-work. Do that self-work, heal, evolve, grow. And like I also stated earlier, you have to be at peace and centered within yourself first before you can even get with somebody. So I don't have a fear of somebody no longer being attracted to me, or a fear of somebody no longer liking me or valuing me, because I value me. I love me. I respect me. I appreciate me. So I only know that anywhere I go, I'm going to receive that same level of energy. And if I don't, then I'm going to remove myself. I hope that makes sense.
It does. And it's like, you don't even know what I got to the side, because you just walking into it. So would you say the society we under now in 2025, it champions more so single women because it's fearful of a group of more married women? Because it seemed like
this is gonna sound so cliche, but I do feel like a lot of women will champion being sovereign and being single and being alone, because they have deeply rooted insecurities, and they also are fearful of having to take accountability and responsibility, because then I have to hold myself to a standard. It's easier to say, no, I don't want to do that, and I ain't doing it, when, because you can be free, you can do what the hell you want to do. But once I enter into something, now I have to keep this going and keep this flowing. It's like having a job, being hired for a job. I just can't get the job and then slack off. I'll get fired. But if I say, no, I'm just going to be on unemployment, and that way I can just kick and do what I want to do. I got to abide by no rules. I ain't got to follow nobody's routine or, somebody's time schedule. To me, that's the same thing. So I would say that due to the fact that a lot of women are dealing with unhealed trauma and liking to do what the hell they want to do when they want to do it, and, the fear of accountability, they will lean more towards championing being single and being alone and, doing your own thing.
i.e., most women today are fearful of commitment, because commitment allows you to have to always be accountable. A real relationship is somebody who's not going to always smell the roses with your shit. They're going to say it smells like shit. You need to fix it. And I think because we have such a skewed view in general as women, from our generation especially, we have such a skewed view of love. We think love means validating everything, which is why when you're insecure, I think you go out to get that feeling where you hopping on everything to just get that piece of validation, because you feel the emotional part, and the other part is something you have to just work for. which is why then when it gets too much, you rather be with the man who has less than that you have to raise. And then get upset when you raise him. He wants to be a man to something. So then when he wants to be a man to something, he don't want to be with you. You like his mama. And then when you do that, you know, it just seems like, oh, when you get with a man that don't want nothing from you, just for you to show up as a lady and just be the trigger word cooperative, or just love me, just be somebody I can rely on, just be loyal. It seems like that's a fearful spot that have to get with something that needs control, needs fixing, because how can I feel valuable and if a man not asks me to do nothing? What do I do with my arms?
That's
okay,
what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Well, see, a lot of women also, like I said, are insecure to the point to where they feel like they are not worthy themselves. Like, I don't have anything much else to offer to a man. You know, so you got that going on too, to where it's like, okay, if I enter into this relationship now, not only am I going to be held to this standard, but you know, how do I keep his interest? Because I'm not interesting, or I don't have shit, or I'm not shit. So it's a lot of that going on. And like you said, it does go back to that fear-based thing and that insecurity of not feeling like you're enough by yourself.
And just being able to say, look, bitch, I ain't shit. And this is why I keep getting ain't shit niggas. Then I'll be thinking if I fix the ain't shit niggas, they'll see value in me. And then when they see that they too valuable to fuck with me, I get upset. And then I gotta go get it. That's just what it is. So let me just ask you this final thing. What is something that I know you approached your husband non-traditionally, that women would say, right?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit. Give me some game, because I ain't, give me some game. What you do? You did the bend and snap? You know what you do?
What's that?
You never seen Legally Blonde when there's something on the floor I need to pick up.
Oh, so no. Okay, I'm gonna say this. I don't think that I would be, for lack of a better term, ballsy enough to approach a man in the physical. So when I initiated a conversation with my husband, it was online in an inbox type of deal. But would I encourage women to get a little bit quote unquote ballsy and approach a man? Yeah, go do your big one, you know. But I actually initiated the conversation via inbox over on Facebook Messenger. I had a dream about him. And it was a very intense, very vivid dream that I felt like I needed to tell him.
Period.
And so I woke up in the middle of the night and I gave him a whole novel of what this dream was and all of that. And I went back to sleep. And then I woke up, because I did that as soon as I woke up. I was not processing anything. I did not think. I just did it. And then when I really woke up, I was like, damn, he's going to think I'm crazy as fuck. Like, who does that? So I was very nervous to check my inbox, because I knew that he probably read it and saw it, and I didn't know what he was going to respond with and think I was a creep. But he did respond, and he responded like my husband would respond. And he said, LOL, very interesting, period. And from then on, we have been inseparable. So
I love that.
But it did not start off great though, because I was actually laying next to somebody while I did that.
Girl, it's okay. So you were still searching for your husband. Okay,
Yeah.
period. And
again, would not encourage that though. I can admit that I was not shit for that.
Okay, don't listen to her. I encourage you. Okay, because if you laying up with somebody who don't know nothing, God sent it to you. God said, listen, this is your man. And she acted on it. Okay, and guess what he did? He ate the cake.
I'm asking you next.
Period. And guess what they doing? They eating cake together. And see, I think that was why I brought to tradition versus happiness, because some of us overthink that he would have got that response and like, oh my God, he thinks so weird. Let me block him, right? Because you're starting to overthink. But traditionally, especially now where women don't approach me, how I know you like me. The women who do want to get approached and who are traditional, they may do choosing signals, but now the whole everything is just fucked up. So you can't even just be that lady that's just like this. Because now if you're a lady sitting at the bar for a man to buy you a drink, you like an escort. They didn't mess that up now. So now you don't want to go here. So it's like I think it is important to hear that you can throw that napkin down or whatever your choosing signal. I'm so sorry. Let me just reach over. I'm sorry, and then most of the time it does work out because I think they would feel flattered that wow. And then when they see you, it's like, okay, what's up? What's going on? What's good, So I love that because
I have to give you pushback because I am not ever going to advocate for anybody to be talking to somebody while they're with somebody. If that nigga ain't shit or that bitch ain't shit, let's call it quits. That's a bar. And then we can go ahead and see where the next relationship can go. But by no means should you go about the thing how I went about the thing. Like I'm laid up next to a dude, having drinks by another man, and then kind of that. You don't do that, okay? Because Lucky, you wouldn't like that if a guy did that to you. He laying next to you and he dream about the next bitch, and then he wake up inboxing her like, yeah, I had a dream about you, and writing her a whole novel, about the dream, and then she wake up like, that is so interesting. You would be mad as fuck. So yeah, we're gonna keep it balanced.
Listen, I'll just say this, right? I understand it sounds bad, but we can't possess people. So if you're with somebody and they already felt like you wasn't the one for them, their physical body just hasn't left yet. I understand that. So yeah, you would be upset, but that person has dreaming about somebody else. Like you already with this man. Go ahead and just that's how I would feel. Like that's like, yo, he dreaming about somebody else. So I don't know. But
now in my defense, though, the guy I was with, not saying that it makes it better, but it makes it better for me. He was a my mama said ass dude, and I was taking care of him. And you get tired after 6 years.
You were single. See, and this is something you're going to disagree with me, and it's cool. I'll take the slack on this. I think dating is boyfriend, girlfriend is a scam. And I understand we got to do it.
Even fiance?
No. What I mean is intentional, right? When I say boyfriend, girlfriend, I'm talking about the my mama said type of people or the women. The women is my mama said too. So when I mean it's a scam, I mean the scam to where people are still in boyfriend, girlfriend trying to get to know each other. Anytime that works out, I feel like one person or the other person just don't want to seem like they're doing something wrong by having sex, so they want to have sex, but they really don't know each other enough. Then you didn't cut off the ability of other people who find you. Oh, I want to date you. You got to tell this potential no who could be intentional because this person don't know what he want to do with you yet, and y'all been together for 2+ years, 3+ years. So I always thought where I agree with the sentiment of married men. Really, I've heard that from. They were Masons, but they said they encourage their daughters to build the friendship and only do things that are outside of the house that do not produce intimacy. So he has to always plan to do things, and that will kind of weigh off people who just want to waste your time or just get access sexually. So I'm not saying most people subscribe to that because we're so in a culture where you do have to date or it's okay to do that if it works for you. But because it seems like most people aren't really intentional, men don't want to be feeling like they paying for something for a woman who don't really like her or who he could be looking for somebody else. It just seems safer to just intentionally, if you like that person, y'all go out and y'all just go Dutch until you see that you really want to be with that person. So he don't feel like he just is getting kind of expensive talking to your ass.
Yeah.
And then she don't feel like, okay, he just want to do this to have sex. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like it takes the obligation off. That's just my opinion. People don't have to agree, but I agree with that.
I mean, I'm not mad about that either, as far as, but again, I'm somebody who deals in duality and balance. I'm not going to expect you to do something that I'm not going to expect for myself to do. I feel like where it can get sticky and tricky is when a woman is like, I want you to treat me like we're exclusive, but I don't have to treat you like we're exclusive. That's where I differ with that type.
But most women feel like that because we're mostly entitled. Even sometimes I have to catch myself being entitled to other people's business. Like, why I gotta tell you what's wrong? Because it'd be like, tell me what's wrong. Like, because I tell you, so why you can't tell me? And then it's like, no, you don't. I don't really have to feel entitled to your deep dark secrets just because I told you. You know what I'm saying? So even myself, because we're like that, I think there are some little social clues we just got to do to each other. And that's just it. But it was a pleasure. I like to kind of keep things at an hour.
Okay.
Did you want to talk to people? Did you want people to call in? I mean,
it's up to you. It's up to you. I'm pretty free today, so.
Okay. Well, you're not free, but I get what you're saying.
Right.
Let me okay, so I'm gonna invite you guys to come ask some questions, whatever you heard, before we get out of here. And I made something cute to get out of here too, because I'll be doing stuff. Just go ahead and call in. I'm gonna read some super chats really quickly. The last couple ones. All right, looks like this is a question. Shout out to Terenzo. He said, why do so many women see our leadership as controlling, but go to work and get controlled, and also call the law on us to be controlled by force when we were just guiding, not controlling? I think that's for you.
It could be for you too.
First of all, I like being controlled. If I'm gonna call you daddy, control me. I don't be arguing these. I don't know what to do. I'm just a dumb woman. Do it. I will play that really quick. But I think it's just personally, we don't have a successful and influential viewpoint of what that man is in a household. And sometimes we like to use Bill Cosby. We like to use Phil. We like to use TV shows. But those didn't really have influence like that as far as you feeling like a father in your house. So you kind of just look at relationships, the viewpoint of how your mother had relationships. So if your mother was a sexually liberated woman, she pretty much just did relationships, whatever made her feel good at the time, or she was fine. So she was out here playing the field. So I think a lot of women confuse leadership with control, because it does take a bit of control. But they think that is, like, for example, if they say, okay, I want you to not wear this, or can you tone it down? Oh, you can't tell me what to wear. But yet still they complain about men not protecting them. You know what I'm saying? So it's just their skewed view of what they feel protection is. They think it's how they design it. A real man is this. So it has to fight through the narratives that women told us a real man was. And then a man saying, hey, no, this is what it is. Now you have to fight through her ideology. That's just what I think. So it's not, I think it's the word. If a man said, you know what, I just want to guide you, you know what I'm saying, and then she going. It's just like on your live video, she was fat but she heard thick and she ready. It's like all I gotta do is just change the word and you good. I don't know why we're wired like this psychologically, but yeah. You want to answer, or let me keep going?
I feel like a lot of women are just kind of hypocritical in that regard. It depends on the context. Like if we're talking about a relationship, and like you said, to your point earlier, you said something to the effect of, if our mamas were this way, or if we brought up this way, we have it in our minds or embedded into our subconscious that, oh, I'm supposed to be this way as well. But we also see our mothers going to work and being quote unquote bossed around and controlled by this job or by this career or by this boss. And so we feel like it's doable because we've also witnessed our mothers and grandmothers and women in our lives be very obedient, if you will, to the workforce. So we can be kind of, hypocritical because we're trying to pattern ourselves after what we have seen. And what we have seen is our mothers be dominant forces in relationships and more submissive when it comes to workforce.
That's a good point. Because we feel like it used to be wait till daddy get home. I always say that. Now it's wait till mama. Shout out to Kelvin. He said, I prefer brains over beauty. Enhancement is easy. Shout out to you. Super sticker for half a nickel. Thank you. All right, Space. He said one thing most women are experts at is teaching other women how to be single. You ever see the movie Waterboy? Wait, was Waterboy the man in the bubble? Oh, that was Bubble Boy. I don't know.
I think that was with Adam Sandler.
Was he retarded in that movie? I think
so. I think so.
I'm gonna go watch. It's funny he said that because I got something Danica said back here. She said something like that. Terenzo again. He said a lot of things men and women give and receive to and from each other that sometimes needs a break. We both must give ourselves physical and psychological. Yes, but see, I used to be like this, Danica. Like I used to think space meant something was wrong with me. Because it is something wrong. Why do you need space? Like, you know how Janae Aiko said, like, what is me time? That's you and me time. Yeah, it was too much. It was way too much. It was just a lot. Like, I want to be up under you. I want to live in your ball sack. Shout out to Kevin. He said a side piece turns to a home wrecker. Well, if you look at media, side pieces is turning into wives. And we have a caller. What's up, Phil Nixon?
What's going on? I just want to say hi to the host, LuckiMaree, and hi to Danica. It's been a minute.
What's up?
So I'm definitely enjoying the conversation. I really didn't have any questions, but I just wanted to say, salute to you, the Crown Heads, and of course, respect and salute to Brother Eric.
That's
it.
Oh, Eric get a lot of respect.
Yeah, I better put some respect on that man.
See, I love when people come and respect. Are we gonna get more like marriage content, like vlogs?
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna push for it. I'm gonna keep asking.
No.
How much you want me to donate?
Some things are priceless.
Like
some stuff needs to just be private. And my husband is a very private man. Now he'll come on and he'll talk and chop it up with us, but like, does he want y'all in our everyday life? Nah, he don't want
on my side. Be on my side. Be on my
I ain't even gonna hold you. I ain't gonna make you feel like you got a
okay, let me just say this. I feel like vlogging is different because you post what you want us to see. So whether it be let me just give you some ideas. Think about it, okay?
But listen, Linda. What if my husband don't want to be posted?
Remember, do you ever seen Proud Family? Remember when you couldn't see his head? There we go. It's like, what I mean is that we talk about balance.
Yeah.
We really need whether we understand it or not, people like you are people that we feel like we can relate to and obtain versus somebody who is so big. Like Beyonce, she cool, but that bitch ain't talking to us. So it's like, but she carries herself a certain way. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like when you have someone who seems relatable. Wizard Kelly, exactly. When you have somebody who's relatable and down to earth in a new wave of content, a new wave of media, especially Black media, it is important that we have Black couples show a different level to balance out, to show we can still be happy and goofy and you edit the way you want. I watch vlog content of couples all the time, and I think they are happy.
Boring to you?
No, it's not. Do you see the views? Okay, so there are people,
but they be faking though. Like my husband, he's not no fake ass dude. Like we be chilling.
That's why we love it.
Our vlog would be so fucking boring.
So this is how you make it fun, right? Let's say Danica and Eric go on a date. They go to their top 3 favorite steakhouses in St. Louis, and this is where you could take a woman for under $100. Could y'all do it?
We don't even eat steak.
Oh my God, what y'all eat?
We're vegetarians, Lucky. How do you not know this? You're fired.
Fire me, because I thought y'all eat something. So when I think Black people are vegetarian, I think y'all just don't eat like the harsh stuff. But y'all, so you are a real vegetarian.
Yeah. Like my husband's name on Instagram is Almighty Vegan. How do you not know? Lucky, you are fired, sis.
First of all,
you didn't know where I was from. You don't know what I eat.
Wait, hold on. Calm down. I said that by accident. And then I thought you moved. I said I thought you lived here, not from here. Secondly, don't tell me I don't know, because I almost went to the bag and put up your song. Queen Love.
Queen Love.
Your rap song.
Which one?
On your website called Queen, when you had the hat and the crop top. Yes, I
do not remember that.
I know, I didn't want to pull it up because
you too deep. You too deep in the archives, girl. I do not even remember that song.
You got a song, so I may miss some stuff, but don't play with me. But yeah, I was okay. So maybe I don't know. Do men be trying to take women out? Maybe y'all should date vegetarians. Is cheaper. That's what it is. Stop dating women that eat meat.
Wait, vegetarian is cheaper? Are you serious?
A veggie patty ain't it cheaper?
Hell no.
You an expensive vegan? It seemed like vegetarian is cheap. Well, I don't know. Out here, it seemed like when I go to look, like the menu look a lot cheaper.
Really? Well, I need to move where you at because it's high as hell where I am.
It's a buffet too. It was a buffet.
Yeah, if ever I want a vegan burger, that's gonna be way more than a regular burger.
Well, I don't know. Well, I'll try to encourage them to do. I don't know how successful I'll be, but I'll ask Eric, do he want to do a vlog? A couples vlog. It'll be the most boring couples vlog you ever seen. Just start off posting once a month, and then you could be go see Maxwell, or Jill Scott or something. Go look real. Then you can do Get Ready With Me in the beginning. You get ready.
My husband. Oh, he working right now. Me and my husband. I mean, if y'all want to pull up to a Scarface concert with us. If y'all want to pull up to a vegan soul food spot, like that's what we be doing.
Hey, look at your creativity going,
girl. That is boring as hell. I'll be like, why the hell my wife?
No, it's not.
It really is.
Just do it. See,
y'all they all cuddled up. Like that's what we do. We cuddle up. We watch our show.
We want to see Black couples very happy, entertaining, because healthy relationships are boring. No, that's what it is, and it ain't boring. Because we want to see you get ready, and then when you show us in the mirror and get dressed, and then he stand next to you get dressed, then we need highlighted clips when y'all go out. Then you can come back and be like, okay, we done.
First of all, I couldn't even do a vlog around the house because when I'm around the house, I'm naked. They gonna get me canceled. Like they gonna put me on OnlyFans, bitch.
Oh, you the moo-moo. See, you such a lady. You got the moo-moo.
No, I have the nude. So I couldn't do that, sis.
We're gonna buy you
my vlog will be very, very fake because I would not show y'all nothing of what I really do. I'll have on clothes and shit.
See, look, why she think we don't want to watch her?
You trying to watch me cuddle up? My husband gets irritated by it.
Yes,
my husband gets irritated. He do not want no camera in his face while we doing what we do. I got a moo-moo. I just don't wear that shit. Like I'm hot.
And you need the slippers that slide across the floor when you walking.
I got big old socks.
Naked with socks. Okay, y'all.
Yeah.
LuckiMaree, thank you for coming through. It was a pleasure. I hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you for always supporting me, regardless of the fact, on my little channel. And thank you for just showing a different vision of what women are. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. And y'all, Lucki said that she gonna come and meet up with me.
Yes. Oh, guess what you gotta do? Because I'm vlogging. I want you to talk to me to the top spots in St. Louis. I looked up some ghetto places. I want to go to the hood. Yes.
You want to go? I don't even go to the hood.
The monumental places is in the hood. I can't help that.
I'll take you to the hole in the wall bar that my cousin, she loves it. I'll take you there.
Okay, cool. We're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, we
I have time with the crew. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
And then I get to can I bring you to Compton?
Compton?
See you Compton. Hey, see, you know something. You gotta come to LA.
I would love to come to LA. We're actually going to what is that? Where is Snoop Dogg from? Long Beach. We're going to Long Beach.
In
2027. Because that's where my husband's family is from, and they're having the family reunion in Long Beach. Y'all know my husband is Snoop Dogg is they cousins.
Yeah. Oh, does he still go to like the games and stuff? My little brother used to be in Snoop Dogg's little league.
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay, it's cool. Well, thank you, D. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, y'all. I'm sure y'all already subscribed to Danica.
Yeah,
and we are gonna get out of here. And y'all know I got something on the way out, so y'all.
State of a lot of our women today is extremely fucked up. I'm just gonna call it how it is. A lot of them are trying to isolate women, females, young ladies, girls, and get them away from men by poisoning them against men and saying that, men are these predators and men are these monsters and men are the enemy. And when you really peep the game, you realize that these females, they're trying to not only poison these women, these females, these young ladies, these girls against men in an attempt to isolate them and get away from men, but to essentially replace the men themselves.
Even more tragic and sad is the fact that y'all could have even attracted men to you that were capable of loving you, that did want to love you, but you, ma'am, rejected him. Why did you reject him? Because you did not see your reflection in him. He wasn't toxic enough because, you're toxic. He wasn't destructive enough because, you're destructive.
If you don't like me, that's fine. But, watch your mouth.